so I've been like effing leveling Red Mage in Final Fantasy 14 because I did have enough DPS jobs leveled. I was just sort of screwing around, did like, the daily like effing like, roulette or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to a team and it's like effing like level like 52 or something like dungeon. Teams like effing like Paladin, like, the healer or whatever, and like me and like another Red Mage. So it was an all healer team.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that was goofy. And we somehow still almost wiped. Oh man. But outside that, like, I've been like getting further in Overlord because I've been like checking that out. And I recently hit the point where it's like, oh yeah, there's the big effing lizard battle
Sorry, and what?
in Overlord.
Oh, yeah, we're still talking season 1?
I'm on season 2 now.
I haven't gotten past season 1.
Okay, so what's the last thing you saw? Like the effing, like, fight with, like, Shalty or whatever?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you gotta check out, like, season 2 at some point.
I know.
I think, like, those lizards are great. I don't know why people are complaining about them. Like, so far, I effing love the lizards. Like, other than that, I got to the point in, like, Evangelion where, like, it seems like, if there's ever gonna be, like, any point that makes, like, Shinji Gen, the robot, like, feel accurate, feels like it's gonna come after this point. Because it feels like this is, like, a big turning point in the series. Because I feel like I mentioned it slightly before, but it's like, yeah, he's been getting the rot, like, quite a bit, just, like, constantly, because, yeah, it's a Monster of the Week show. It just hits a point where it's like, oh yeah, Shinji, like, kill this man, and he's like, no, and they, like, activate the autopilot, and they make him do it.
Just gotta go.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you have to, like, defeat the target or he's gonna, like, kill you. He's like, okay, that's fine. Or it's like, stop being a bitch, Shinji, do it. And they're like, he's doing that. They, like, force him to do it, like, literally. And he's, like, freaking out. And they're just like, okay, no, like, do this or whatever. He's like, no, just shut up. And he's like, like, I still have a battery to, like, destroy everything here if I want to. And they just, bun and they like forcibly like knock him out with the control system. And it's like, oh, well, this can only lead to good things. So yeah, you been up to anything lately?
No, not really.
Alright.
What did you think of how Ainz beats Shaltir?
I think it was pretty sick.
I bought a whole lot of cash shop items.
Yeah, like, it's just right in that zone where it's like, okay, he's still overpowered and stuff, but it's like, this doesn't feel like, like he's just walking in, like, he just walks out because he just automatically is. It's like, there's strategy here. And it's presented in a way where it's like Ainz somehow feels like the underdog, and like I dig it.
Yeah, it's nice that Ainz is powerful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but he's not invincible, and it's kind of nice in an isekai where that's a thing.
Yeah, he's an overpowered isekai protagonist who actually has to like put thought into his strategy and like like the plans he comes up with are like actually really logical and like straightforward. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, alright.
Yeah, so it gives you the impression that he and his friends rose to like top tier villains in the MMO they played because they were good and not because they got themselves to be stupid overpowered.
Yeah, because they actually, like, thought things through, and they're just like, okay, well, we have to, like, deceive the enemy and, like, plant mines and stuff, and they're mines in, like, the places that you'd expect people to go in the fight, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good shot.
Yeah. Like, just off the top of my head, there's a villain in Black Clover who was like a kind of vaguely similar power where he's like, oh, I just like plant traps ahead of time. And like, he has one fight where he's like, oh yeah, I planned out like every single move the opponent would make and planted traps there in like a randomly seeded tournament. And it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, this feels like the way better way to handle it, where it's like, oh yeah, well, like, I know they're a physical attacker, so I'm just gonna put them, like, right in front of me, and then, like, yeah, I'll deal with, like, the rest as it comes. Oh, man. It's like, it was a weird thing, though, because I wasn't really, like, the intro kind of spoils you on that fight even happening, right?
I don't remember. I haven't watched the intro in so long.
Yeah, because you're like watch all these characters, like do their thing or whatever, and like, the like effing OP. And like the very last shot's like effing Shaltier and like the armor getting ready to like attack him, and they're like getting ready to like duke it out. And it's like, alright, I guess she like goes like, well, I guess not really evil, but yeah. And now I'm like season 2, it's like, oh, there's just a shot of effing like Demiurge or whatever his name is, like attacking effing Ainz too. But he's like wearing the knight's armor. And it's like, huh. I wonder if this is like a ploy coming up that they're going to do. Yeah, so that's interesting, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, it should be like gone to Digimon.
Yep.
So yeah, episode like 49 and whatever. Gabumon Space Adventure.
We can just, those aren't canon.
They're not canon.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, you really think like, well, I guess like Try might deconfirm stuff on it.
I don't know if it's actually considered canon by the creators, but pretty much every Digimon fan is like, no, that's not real. like everybody rejects the ending of the episode 50 as real.
Oh, that's great. That's so good.
Because it's just so stupid.
Man, I wish we could reject some things from the Naruto ending.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, be so nice if we could reject like effing Fat Anko from the canon, or like Tintin's field weapon shop.
It's the worst.
Man. So I think Tintin just opens up a weapon shop, and because it's peacetime, no one buys her stuff. It's so dumb.
Yeah, that's stupid. Ninjas are still gonna need weapons.
Oh man. So yeah, like 49. So like last time XVmon was gonna fight Malomyotismon, it was like, oh, he's kinda fucked, isn't he?
Except no, we start this episode and he's actually kicking the crap out of Malomyotismon somehow.
Yeah, so I have no idea if like Malomyotismon knew this ahead of time or what. But for some reason Malomyotismon like brought them to a world where like emotions give you power.
I mean, I think he probably did it on purpose because he was trying to, like, I don't know, avoid the digital world. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I think he was thinking, like, okay, well, I'm, like, so strong it, like, won't matter or whatever, like, maybe it'll give my, like, hatred power.
Yeah,
And he, like, underestimated the willpower of the heroes.
yeah, which is something the villain should never do.
Yeah.
It's a very stupid thing to do.
Man, like, not giving up is the biggest, like, superpower any shonen hero will ever have.
Yeah.
You would have to be an idiot to create a combat system where it's like, like, not giving up is the only way for your hero to physically be defeated in battle. Only a complete, oh, hi, Samurai 8.
So yeah, now that I just want Gurren Lagann's the kids.
Yeah, Exvion starts, like, beating the crap out of him, and he, like, traps everyone, like, their, like, illusion dream worlds.
Everything's kind of like ideal.
Kind of it not real. It's really weird, because, like, they're very inconsistent illusion worlds, right?
It's kind of like for some of them, it's like the ideal world that they would have before they grew as a person.
Yeah, like, he says it, like, he implies it's, like, thing on their, like, like, insecurities or whatever, right? Like, their
Yeah.
insecurities or regrets or something. And it's like, I don't know, most of them are just really uncompelling, or, like, they're based on things that weren't really, like, established too well. Like, Yolise is just, she's just in a room and she just has a bunch of sweets and she's like, oh, this is rad.
Okay, Yoli's was confusing to me at first too, but I understand what it actually is, and it's that she has like 7 or 8 siblings or something, and in this
Yeah.
vision she's alone and not being pestered by anybody.
Which is why she has the sweets by herself.
Well, that's not the important part. She just wants to be alone and enjoy things for a bit. Even Hawkmon says as much. He's like, you wanted to be alone because you're constantly surrounded by people, and she's like, yeah, but not forever.
Yeah, it's still, like, a really weird way to, like, portray it, though,
No, but I get it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was confused at first,
yeah.
but I understood after they mentioned how many siblings she had, and I was like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. Like, I feel like TK's probably makes the most sense, because it's like, oh yeah, it's like, his parents are, like, back together again.
Yeah, his parents are back together, and Matt, and his parents are all eating dinner together.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's sort of a thing. I don't remember any instance where Cody was like, I'd really want to take my grandpa to the digital world or whatever, like his dad,
It's not. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not his grandpa.
Yeah,
his
sorry, his dad. Yeah,
and that's not really. It's not something that he's mentioned in the past. It's just he learned that his father wanted to go to the digital world and died before he could. So his fantasy is, well, I can go to the digital world. I'll take my dad there.
Yeah, like, it kind of makes sense, but it's like, was this one really a thing?
Well, part of it is that his father's alive again.
Yeah, like, I guess that would be a big part of it.
Yeah, let's not undersell the fact that in this fictional world, his father's alive.
Like, I feel like, like, a big thing of this for me is that it's like, we never really saw him, like, mourning his dad that much, did we? Like, we am kind of, like, asking what happened to him and stuff, but it's like, it didn't really seem like it affected him that much overall.
Cody's really young, so it's it's pretty safe to assume that his father died when he was really, really young.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it could be more of a desire to know his father.
Yeah, I guess that could be true. It's like, there's enough there for a lot of these that it's like, if you really dig, you could probably make something good out of them, but it's like, they're just not super compelling, I feel like most of them at least.
Ken's is the most powerful.
Yeah. And Kari's is probably the worst. Cause
I don't know. She wants people in Digimon to live together in peace without fighting each other.
yeah, it's like she's just in a field and there's just kids with Digimon, and it's like, but that's already a thing.
I think her dream goes further than Digimon occasionally being able to hop through to the real world.
Yeah, it's
her dream is more, I want Digimon and humans to coexist in this perfect world.
yeah, like a lot of these kind of feel like, like it feels like there's not that much in like the actual characters for them to work with, Because, like, you remember how, like, Gurren Lagann's whole, like, illusionary world goes down. And it's like, oh, there's, like, so much in there about, like, like, exploring Simone's, like, relationship and his ideals and stuff, right?
Yeah. Like,
And, yeah.
Yoko's like a teacher and, like, everything's great.
Yeah, like, in that series, it's like, you go through and it's like, for the most part, like, you connect the dots way easier, like, Viral's like finally finds like another one of the beastmen that he's like into or whatever, I guess.
And he's got children.
Yeah, he's like, it's implied he's lived like an entire little like happy life together.
Yeah. Well, there's more to that, and it's that Beastmen are completely infertile.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, so in Viral's perfect world, he has a wife and kids because because that's something he could do.
Huh. I actually never picked up on that. That's yeah, right.
Yeah, Beastmen can't reproduce.
Huh.
Because if they could, then the Beastmen would be causing the problem that Lord Genome was trying to prevent.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it does make sense. The effing problem we never completely solved by the end.
I mean, they did, and it's shut up, anti-spirals. We'll deal with it.
We'll deal with it as it comes.
Your plan is stupid.
Meanwhile, we cut to, like, Kin's illusionary world and, like, back in Digimon. This is where it's, like, a cap, like, threw me off. It's like, all the R1s seem like, oh, these are, like, nice things for people, right? It's like, these are, like, fantasies you'd want. And it cuts to Kin, and it's like, the Digimon Emperor is just, like, tied to a post, and Digimon are, like, throwing rocks at him and stuff.
So at first I thought it's like it would have been way more thematically good, fitting if the post he was tied to was a dark tower.
Oh yeah, that'd be so good.
And I thought that's what it was until it zoomed in on him, and it's like, oh, it's just like a generic like wooden plank.
Oh, that would be so good. It's like he has to destroy the dark tower. Oh man.
But yeah, in Ken's world, it shows the Digimon Emperor tied to a post, and a bunch of Digimon are like yelling at him and like, do you understand what you've done, you monster?
And the answer is kind of.
I mean, what this tells to me is Ken's aware.
Yeah.
And he feels really bad about it.
Oh, like, I'm sure, like, we've been, like, dealing with this, like, all season, it feels like.
Yeah, and it's like, it feels like this is his thoughts of, like, this is what I deserve.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I guess if you, like, interpret it like that, that's, like, really interesting in, like, a sense, because it's, like, his ideal world is him being, like, punished for his crimes, basically.
Yeah, because he thinks he got off too easy.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he kind of did, but still.
Yeah.
Like, he felt really bad about it, though. Like, the show did a good job to get me on his side, and then it went, like, several steps further, and it's like, okay, this is really stupid now. Cause, like, it's none of it was him, it was all the Dark Seed.
Like, we talked about this last week, Ken was still in control of himself.
Yeah, but the Dark Seed makes you kick puppies.
He was being influenced, but he was totally making the decisions to do these things on his own.
Oh, man. Like, jeez, I'm never gonna go over that. That's, like, such a dumb plot point. It's, like, it's so character destroying. I hate it. It's so... It's like... It's one step down from, like, oh, the Digimon just had, like, an effing black gear in them, so they're good all along. It's, like, a step down from that, but it's, like, in the same feeling,
Yeah, but unlike the black gear thing, Ken still had control of his own actions.
Yeah. Also, while it's on my mind, I want to point something out. Because this slipped my mind last time, but it's like, yeah... Myospawn mentions they, like, made the Dark Rings based on the data from, like, Gabumon's Holy Ring.
Mm-hmm.
How did he do that?
Because, remember, Gabumon worked for him, for a really long time.
Did he just have that backed up from, like, all the way back then?
I don't see why not.
Alright, if that's was, then that makes a lot more sense, because I was thinking it's like, oh, right, because, like, Ken took the Dark Ring, and I thought about it for a second, I was like, wait, no, that doesn't add up, because Gabumon lost the Holy Ring because of a Dark Ring Digimon. So it would have to be that, right?
The answer's no, because...
It would have to be from before.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. It's back from when Gabumon was still working under Myotismon.
Yeah, like, how else would that have, like, even happened? So, like, he stayed alive, he, like, preserved the data to, like, figure out all these plans and stuff. He also had, like, data on the Holy Ring, Dark Ring thing, and he has kept all of that in the real world, while being, like, depowered and all this stuff, just barely clinging on. For the second time. Jeez, like, Myospawn's storage systems must be effing aggressive.
I mean, he's a digital being, and he lives in a digital world where everything's data.
Yeah. Like, just cut forward to, like, effing Digimon Season 8 or whatever, it's like Myospawn comes back again, and he's like, hey, guess what, like, I remembered all that data from when I sucked the blood of that one woman, so I've created an army of evil hers, and everyone's like, okay, first, why? Second, excuse me, why are you still alive?
Yeah, third of all, destroy your literal essence, how are you alive?
Yeah. Myospawn just cuts off his head and he just puts on, like, Agumon's body or something.
No.
It's just like more Greymon with, like, Myospawn's head just running around. Stopping time.
Oh, I get it. I was like, what is he?
I was wondering if you get it.
I didn't get it until he specifically mentioned that he's running around on another person's body, and it's like, oh, vampire. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, like, everyone breaks out of their illusion. And I'll put, like, a nice soul touch, which is, when, like, they effing turn around to leave, like, and it, like, changes, like, like, camera angles or, like, shots or whatever, like, changes shots. When it changes shots, like, they change back to their old outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, alright, that's a nice soul touch. So yeah, they all escape, and like they just look over, and Davis is just using like XVmon, Flamedramon, and Rhydramon at the same time.
And I forgot about this scene from when I watched it because it's like I don't know, it's just a scene I forgot that happened. It's like, oh yeah, this is cool as heck.
Yeah, this is like the raddest thing in O2 so far. It's like, hey, you remember all those like crazy side evolutions we have that like haven't shown up in like a good bit? Let's just use like every evolved form at the same time.
Literally all the warriors.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny when like so they go through everybody's evolutions and everybody gets every possible version of their partner Digimon evolved. And then it gets to Ken. And Ken and like Wormmon only has one form to go to. It's like, oh man.
He just has Stigmon. It goes through all the armored forms and like every single cause like this world makes emotions into power. So like Davis is like, I don't know what's happening. I just want Vmon to get stronger and they like split into his other forms. Everyone else is like, oh yeah, we should do the same thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And it was.
Yeah. So it's like everyone just gets their forms out and like they do all their big attacks and stuff. They like beat the crap out of Malmaiosmon. Then like we get effing Pyhildramon along with like Imperial Dramon. And like Ken's just like, yeah, for the like future. And like Imperial Dramon evolves into fighter mode and that's a different thing too.
Yeah, and then when you see in the group, XVmon and Stingmon are still there.
Yeah.
So it's like, holy crap.
Like, why wasn't this the thing that killed Malmaiosmon? This is so much cooler than what happens next episode.
This really should have been how they beat him.
It's so cool, right?
Like, I get that they wanted to go for a big heartfelt moment at the end of 50, and it's like, this is how they win. But there's too many stupid things that happen.
Yeah.
Like, it almost works, but here and there, there's just these dumb moments. It's like, why is this? What?
Yeah, like, what should have happened, I believe, is they should have, like, kind of done a bit more like they did, the old series, right? Like, the first one.
Mm.
And he should have been like, okay, like, they effing fight Malmaiosmon, but like everyone else's like negativity's feeding him or something, and he gets the upper hand. Like he traps in the illusion world, and like like maybe we spend a bit more time on that, and like that's sort of like the like end of the episode's them like breaking out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like episode 50 should have been the big thing where it's like everyone gets their evolutions. And then we kill Malomyotismon with, like, all the forms. And, like, then we can have, like, the whole usual, like, wrap-up and all that sort of thing for the final bit.
Yeah, Matt goes to space and whatnot.
Yeah. Gabumon Space Adventure. Holy crap.
I think that's, like, the height of how dumb it is. It's like, Matt's an astronaut? Why is Matt an astronaut? He's never expressed any interest in being an astronaut.
Like, I feel like most of the O2 endings are pretty good, but then you get to the original kids, and it's like, okay, like, this is a very mixed bag now.
Yeah, I can't see Ty, like, wearing a suit and doing anything formal like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, Ty, we're jumping ahead, but Ty became an ambassador to the digital world, and it's like Ty and Agumon in suits, and it's like, what?
You know what? I do love suit Agumon, though.
I mean, it's a funny image, but it's so unfitting.
I'm trying to think of, like, what else Ty could really be, And it's like...
Soccer! I think, wait, no, Davis's thing is soccer.
Yeah.
Which is also another stupid thing. Why is he like, oh yeah, I want to go into ramen? It's like, the kid's is into soccer. He's been into soccer since the beginning.
Yeah. You know what? I'm fine with Davis having his dumb ramen business.
I guess the idea is like this, like, I think they wanted to build up the joke all the way from the beginning, and so it's like, oh yeah, Davis plays soccer, but his true passion is ramen, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's like, okay, all right.
So I had an idea, right? What if, like, instead, like, Ty became, like, effing, like, military general of, like, the effing Digimon Defense Force or something?
Fine, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be more fitting, because Ty's, like, a way more hands-on type of guy, right? You know, he's, like, leader material.
Yeah, Ty in the suit doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
The big takeaway.
Like, Ty becomes the, like, head of the Japanese Navy or something like that.
Yeah, certain other ones make sense. Izzy became a digital world researcher. Of course he did.
Yeah.
Joe became the digital world doctor. Of course he did.
Like, I feel like one of the best ones is, like, and you may disagree on this, but it's like Cody is a lawyer.
Sure.
And it's like, yeah, you know, like, that actually fits really well, because he's like, he's very, like, yeah, he's very straightforward and kind of, like, rigid, but, you know, he learns to, like, you know, open up and be a bit more thoughtful. You know, it's like, we see throughout the series that he's, like, more intelligent than he lets on.
Well, the reason it makes the most sense is Cody has always shown that he's got a really strong sense of justice.
Yeah, that too, actually.
So yeah, because it took him a long time to get over Ken joining their party, because he's like, this guy hasn't earned it.
Yeah, he's like a very upright, like, moral, like, you know, person. And, like, you look over and, like, Davis has his goofy ramen stand.
Yeah. And it's like, I think the funniest part is, like, Davis's ramen took off in America.
Yeah!
Not Japan.
Like, the dub cut that out because of course it did.
Yeah, because we can't make reference to Davis being from anywhere but America.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, like, how'd this random guy get, like, a ramen stand to, like, take off in America and become, like, a restaurant chain, apparently?
The answer is that Americans will eat any kind of garbage.
Yeah, I guess that's true, actually. Yeah, move aside, McDonald's. There's a new ramen stand in town.
Yeah, and I don't know. It could be that Davis's ramen is actually pretty good, but I don't know. I think it's telling that it didn't take off in Japan at all.
Man, I feel like I'm willing to say that this is more like to do with, like, you know, Japan just doesn't fully understand what, like, we eat over here or, like, how things work over here.
I mean, we eat ramen.
Yeah.
We eat lots of prepackaged garbage ramen.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's not as big, I think. I think there's, like, a bit of, like, a cultural disconnect there or something, right? True. Like, maybe they just don't know.
Because Davis is selling ramen out of a freaking cart.
Yeah, like, yeah. They know it's like, they know ramen's, like, big in Japan, but they don't know, like, how it is elsewhere in the world.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Like, maybe it took off in New York, where there are, like, street side, like, food places.
Yeah, you know, that makes sense. I could buy that.
I don't know. I just kind of thought it was funny.
Yeah.
By the way, going back a little bit, how did they handle that scene where the Digimon Emperor is getting shot by all those Digimon attacks?
They just let it happen.
In the dub?
Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising. That scene is pretty brutal.
They just let it play out.
Okay, well, props to the localization.
Yeah. Unless I'm, like, misremembering or something, but it seemed like it played out, like, completely straight.
Huh. Yeah, I'm genuinely surprised. I thought Ken's I thought that at most Ken's thing would play out where he sees the Digimon Emperor tied up on the post, and then, like, the Digimon yell at him, and then, like, the one shot that knocks his goggles off is the only one that happens, and then the scene ends. I kind of thought that's how they did it.
Like, I think it's because they know that it's, like, the Digimon Emperor is a bad guy, so they just let it happen.
I guess, yeah.
Because it's like, it's violence against a villain, right?
Yeah, so it's fine.
Unlike that effing, like, that kid in One Piece who has the effing hammer gun pointed at him. Man, I feel like I must have mentioned that before at some point, right? The effing dumb, like, 4 kids hammer gun.
Probably. No, all I remember is the dumb showerhead looking thing with the blonde dude's aiming at Zoro.
Yeah. Wait, no, he's aiming at, like, effing Kobe, like this effing purple-haired kid in glasses or something.
Oh, right, because
Yeah.
of course Luffy would care way more about saving him than Zoro at the
Yeah.
time.
Zoro would, like, take a gunshot and keep fighting, I'd, like, imagine.
Yeah.
Man. It's still nuts to look back on that. It's like, oh yeah, like, effing Kobe, like, random episode 1 cabin boy kid, actually went on to join the Navy and become somebody. Like, he shows back up and he's like an actual character who's like actually like, keeping up with like some of the heroes and stuff, and it's sick. And like the effing blonde guy's like one of like the teammates on his like squad.
Amazing.
He's got the effing like, shades from like effing like Star Trek The Next Generation on. He's like, he's like not on Zoro's level, but he can like exchange blows with him a little bit. It's like, wow, that guy turned around real fast. Holy crap.
Hold on, I have to kill my cat real quick.
Wait, what? Kill?
Yeah. No, I'm obviously I'm joking.
Yeah.
He's like behind my TV playing with cords or something.
Yeah, that just caught me off guard.
I'm frustrated with him because he won't stay out of my stuff.
Oh, man.
He's in an annoying mood.
Just wait, Lucky. If you're gonna do it, use the effing gun, not the knife. You have more reach. Oh, this is so dark.
Give me that. Full of papers from wherever. Go lay down. Quit being annoying.
Yeah, there he goes. Off to fight another day. Just look over, the cat's just got like a knife in its mouth and it's ready to like sword fight.
Kick my cat's butt. I ain't afraid of him.
Man. There you are, one of like the futures that we want, like, oh yeah, Yoli becomes like a housewife.
Sure. Yeah, she marries Ken.
And Ken becomes like a detective.
I think it just says he becomes a cop.
No, he becomes like a detective or like a private investigator or something.
Oh, maybe I just don't remember exactly what it said. But yeah, there's like a shot with Ken and like a police officer, or like not a police officer get up, but like like a detective get up.
Yeah, he has like the big trench coat on.
Yeah, he's like running down the street with Stingmon.
It's like, alright, sure, I guess. Like, that's super goofy, but alright, yeah, I'll accept it. Effing, like, Sora becomes, like, a traditional, like, fashion designer.
Yeah, she designs Japanese fashion.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Mimi becomes a cook.
Yeah, I'd see Mimi with her own, like, cooking show, that seems like, pretty within her, like, abilities.
TK becomes a writer.
Yeah. Like, that
Also,
one kind of comes out of nowhere a bit, but it's like, sure, why not?
Sure, why not? We don't know enough about TK really to know that he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Also, all of a sudden, like at the end of episode 49, we start getting narration from an adult man.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's what that is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just kind of out of nowhere. And guess what? It's TK.
Yeah.
It's adult TK.
Also, like, yeah, effing, like, Matt and Gabumon both go to space.
Yeah, well, that's Matt's thing. Is Matt became the first person with a Digimon partner to go to space.
Why is... I don't understand why Matt's an astronaut. I
Especially
don't
when
get
it's
it.
especially when it's been shown that his main goal is like start a band and whatnot.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things where it's like, like, if you think about it, like, logically, it's like, okay, there's no reason that, like, between now and, like, effing 20 years in the future, this guy can't, like, change course and, like, move towards that objective or whatever. Like,
Sure.
logically, it's not impossible, but, like, we don't see anything that would hint at this, so it's like, it's super stupid feeling.
Yeah.
And it
Guess
kind of
what?
is, honestly.
Guess what? From what little I remember of what I watched of Try, I think the original cast is in high school at this point, and Matt's still doing the band thing.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like you can't change what you want to do from high school to whatever, but I mean,
Yeah, that's a big jump. You know what, like, I would believe that Izzy would become an astronaut before Matt.
yeah,
Yeah, like, that would make more sense to me.
yeah, he wants to friggin' learn about the unknown and whatnot. Like, of
Yeah.
course.
Wants to go out and, like, fight Vetemon again.
Actually, no.
Nah.
Izzy wouldn't be the one to go to space. Izzy would be like the a tech, like a he'd be part of the ground crew or whatever you call
Yeah,
it.
he'd be like, like, one of the guys at the computers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. Man, also, like, Matt and Sora get together for real, and they have, like, kids and stuff.
no, I must have missed that part.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very subtle because it's like a background detail, but it's like, oh yeah, those are their kids.
Okay, yeah, and Digimon fans are upset because everybody always thought Tai and Sora was going to be a thing.
Yeah, like, I guess to be fair, looking back, like, I don't really remember Tai having, like, many, like, actual romantic scenes with any people, if
Well,
at
no,
all.
no, well, nobody did because it wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, but it's like he had more of a connection with Sora than, like, Matt did, honestly. Like, especially with our war game and stuff, which is super
Yeah,
canon.
yeah, that's another thing. Is like during our war game, there's like an entire thing where Ty's clearly into Sora, and he's like trying to apologize to her for something
Yeah,
he said, and
the entire subplot is them having, like, a lover's quarrel. And
yeah,
it's like, alright, yeah, this kind of makes sense. Yeah, well, guess, like, she didn't need... Wait, did she switch back to the hat? I wasn't paying attention.
who?
Sora, like, in the final episode, is she... Because I don't remember her wearing the hat, but I feel like she might have been.
I don't think she was wearing any kind of headgear in the end shots.
Yeah, like, it probably wasn't her. It might have been, like, one of her kids or something. Because, like, thinking back, I do feel like I vaguely remember seeing the hat again. If she switched, like, if she gave her kid the hat, that'd be amazing. That'd be, because that's what the entire argument was over. The stupid hat. Yeah.
So yeah,
Why
I think
wasn't Matt a music producer?
dunno. If not the leader of a band, why not a music producer?
Yeah. Alright, sorry, go on.
I was trying to get us back to 49.
Yeah. Is there anything else to really, like, say? Because, like, there's this awesome shot, and then, like... Yeah, they knock Mouse onto the digital world, and he's like, oh, you fools, my power is, like, the greatest here, or whatever. And they go after it, and all the other forms disappear, and it's super lame.
Yeah, because the forms exist in that world exclusively.
Yeah, like, they blast him through the wall to the digital world, and they run after him. And Malmayosmon just appears from, like, behind a large rock.
And he's
Like, he
"Ha ha!"
steps out.
now I can manipulate the darkness or whatever, and then he starts gathering a crap load of dark energy.
Yeah. Also, I think, like, somewhere on this point, there's, like, like, an offhanded con of, like, oh, yeah, like, the Dark Ocean must be, like, made of, like, the negative feelings from people or something.
Yeah, and you know what? Fine. I will take that as the explanation for the Dark Ocean. At least it's something that I don't think the dub gave us.
Yeah. I think the dub actually does, like, the dub's, like, a bit different, because, like, the sub clearly says, like, oh, like, this place gains powers from, like, our emotions. Whereas, like, the dub says, this place gains power from, like, our dreams. So
Okay,
the dub
fair
explanation,
enough.
yeah. So the dub explanation of, like, the Dark Ocean is, like, Farmbrat's something like, oh, yeah, like, our, like, negative desires must be, like, fueling the Dark Ocean or whatever. And it's like, alright, yeah, it's, like, enough of an equivalency.
Yeah. And then the Dark Ocean doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
This is literally the last time they mention it.
Well, it's episode 49.
I know, but it's like, I don't know, they brought it back for a second to explain it, and then it's gone.
Mid. Like, I'm kind of surprised at how often we came back to the Dark Ocean.
Yeah, like I said, I watched the dub initially, the whole at first, and so I don't think I was given very much information. So I must have thought it was irrelevant and just dismissed it.
Yeah, it is kind of funny though.
Yeah.
Alright, so episode 50, the big finale of, like, Digimon 02. This feels like it was meant to be the wrap-up for the entire series.
Yeah, pretty much. Until like however many years later, and it's like, oh hey, try.
And now there's, like, Digimon the Last coming at some point.
I'm pretty sure that Last Evolution is actually the final of this story.
Yeah. It's the real finale, don't worry about it. This is gonna be the real ending.
I've also heard from people that they don't like it, so I'm worried. But
oh boy.
Sorry, not Last Evolution. Try. I've heard people.
Oh, alright, yeah.
I've heard people don't like Try, and I don't know why, but I'm worried.
Maybe I didn't, like, watch far enough, but from what I remember of Try, like, I remember them introducing, like, a new kid, and then they fought, like, effing, like, the big bad or whatever, and did some stuff. The animation I remember looking really cool.
Yeah,
and, like...
I remember that they added some new kid.
Yeah, the last episode I saw that I, like, remember was, like, they did the effing dumb, like, oh yeah, it's like the hot spring episode or whatever, where it's like, the female character, like, she, like, stumbles into the guy's, like, locker room or something, and, like, picks up her glasses, and she sort of looks around at all the dudes, and just walks away scot-free. And it's like, oh, we're not gonna do, like, the reverse of the gag where the girl goes into the guy's thing, or, sorry, where a guy goes into a girl's thing and gets, like, this, like, crap kicked out of him. Alright, sure. It's like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it just sort of, like, ticked me the wrong way. I don't know what I wanted to happen, but, I mean, like, yeah, that was a weird scene.
At least it's different. It's not how those scenes usually play out.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe if I, like, watch Try again, maybe if I go back to it, then it's gonna be like, okay, yeah, like, this is what people are, like, ticked about.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's probably the ending.
Yeah, probably, like, past where I watched.
I don't know anything about it, but I would assume that it's probably the ending or, like, something about the new character.
I do have one bit of context that might help. It's like a random. I think it was called.
I think I'd rather not know.
Well, no, because it's a really straightforward thing. Because it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like, it's something called, like, the ending of Try Bud's Fixed or something. I think it's like the final like boss fight or whatever, like a bit of it. And like they've clearly like added like Braveheart in.
Okay.
It's like it's something like that. I'm probably remembering super wrong. So it's like, oh, did they just not use the song and that's what people are upset about?
That seems silly to draw that much ire from the fan base. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
Braveheart's a big thing, but
Like that doesn't feel right, but there's been like Dumber for Less, so who knows?
look at Zero too.
Yeah, oh boy. Speaking of episode 50.
The kids are going back to the summer camp where they, the original kids are going to the summer camp where they first entered the digital world to try to find a portal back.
Yeah, gee, thanks, Black War Greymon.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that it seems like Black War Greymon has caused more problems than he's solved.
Black War Greymon sacrificed himself to hinder the progress of the heroes.
Yeah, it's a real problem. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, they have to go back to the summer camp, and they bring along like the effing like girl that like Oikawa sucked the flower out from some reason.
Yeah, for some reason they're very determined to get her to where the fight is, and it's never explained why.
Like, I assume like they know she's going to die somehow, but we never see that, so it's like, alright, sure, why you though?
Also, her voice is jarringly deep. Like, this child has a grown woman's voice, and it's really jarring.
I actually didn't pay much mind to it.
Oh, it kind of bugged the crap out of me. I was like, why does it sound like a 30-year-old woman? What is happening?
Yeah, so like, alright, we have to like go back. And like, meanwhile, cut to Malmayosmon. And he just forms like a pearl to the real world in the sky and just extends his hands up in the air. And he's like, hey kids, watch me do a dark spirit bomb on the planet.
Yeah, he's just covering the world in darkness or something.
It's an anti-spirit bomb. Instead of taking everyone's positive energy, he's sending out everyone's negative energy.
Oh no. And the dumb kids who had the seed put in them are being all pessimistic and not helping.
Come on, guys. We have to... Don't be so negative or you'll fuel the bad guy. There's like...
We're not special. Boo-hoo.
Oh, we can't do anything. We don't even have Digimon. It's like, well, on fair point, but still.
Also, like, the Digivices do what they have to do for the plot, except when they don't feel like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because, like, Tai is raising his Digivice to the sky, and he's like, gate, please open. And it's like, nah. Nah, your old Digivices are bullcrap.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Almost said something I probably shouldn't say on stream.
What bullshit?
No. It's not even a swear word, it's just people wouldn't look too fondly on it.
Well, now it's just ambiguous.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Alright, if you say so. I'm sure we'll say way worse.
It's just like, alright, I put it in Discord.
Alright, that's not nearly as bad as I was expecting.
Yeah, it's just I probably shouldn't say it on stream.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Like, if this was like, you know, like 10, 20 years earlier, that'd be super okay.
Yeah, people get upset if I said it on stream, though. Anyways.
I feel like that's like enough context. No, I should probably stop fishing.
It's fine.
Yeah, the hole's just digging deeper. So like, Digimon International. Digidance International, just like, you know, just point their Digivices at the sky from various places on Earth. And it, like, summons all their Digimon partners to, like, help fight Malamyotismon.
Yeah, the original Digivices are crap. Anybody who's got a D3 though, yours works.
Yeah. Well, these kids don't have D3s, they just work.
Oh, do they? Let me
Yeah,
rewind.
Digimon International just has, like, the standard Digivices, if I remember right.
Well, let me rewind further than that. Why not? It's kind of hard to tell with how they're glowing, but yeah, those are just the regular Digivices. Okay, so screw Tai in particular, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I'm willing to, like, assume that, like, his didn't work until everyone else started doing it, because they all have to do it together or something.
I guess.
I'd be willing to buy that logic.
Wait, was it Mimi's working?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mimi's like leading the kids in America.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
The kids in America, whoa.
Oh, jeez, I get that reference.
Yeah, Mimi's like leading the American kids, and hers is working.
See,
that's bull crap.
Maybe Tai should have just stood outside Tokyo and tried really hard.
Okay, there we go. It shows Catherine's Digivice really close. Yeah, they're the old model.
Yeah. But yeah, they all, like, call on their Digimon partners. And you see all of them just, like, surround Malamyotismon, including an effing Leomon.
Oh no, I didn't even realize.
There's just a Leomon in the background.
Shockingly, he doesn't die.
Holy God. Wait a minute. Is this the only time Leomon appears where he doesn't die in a series?
I think it's the only time. It's like he appears, but he's not relevant, so it doesn't matter.
This is the only Leomon who ever survived.
I'm looking for that Leomon. I don't see him.
Yeah, he's like on like the left side, he's like way off to the back. Like, if I like looked at the shot, I could probably find him, but it's like when they're all appearing, he's like in the left group, like way off, like the furthest to the back. You think you see him now?
No, I'm just saying that I might have just missed him as he came in.
Yeah, it's very subtle. What's not as subtle is the fact that, like, one of the kids is a freaking Mammothmon, which is an ultimate.
Sure, why not?
Another kid apparently has, like, an Okuwamon, which is also a freaking ultimate.
Oh, maybe the Leomon doesn't show up until the Digimon evolve. Oh, no, they don't evolve. They just stay in their forms.
Yeah. Man, I really wish they evolved. That would have been, like, super impressive.
Yeah, they just have a big stupid multi-tile sequence of a ton of Digimon evolving.
Yeah. Like, not even that, like, just have, like, they just glow and, like, the screen flashes and, like, you have, different still where it's, like, everyone's in their evolved forms.
Man, even when the gate opens for Tai and his friends, their Digivices don't glow.
Oh my. Like, you think it might be because Blackmore Greymon sealed the gate that well?
I don't know. It seems like the digital world is just giving the middle finger to Tai and friends.
Did Blackmore Greymon screw them over extra hard?
I mean, they eventually got there, so...
Yeah. I do like that they do get there, and they, like, get there by, like, holding on to the Digivices as they, like, fall down through the light. So it's like, oh yeah, it's like a callback to how the Digivices appear in, like, effing Season 1. It's like, oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they all, like, join forces with their Digimon, and their Digimon do 0 attacks as they just glow really brightly. And, like, all the kids are like, no, but we can't win, though.
We're not special. And then Davis is like, shut up, we're not special either. And then the kids are like, but you have Digimon. And then they're like, okay, what do you want to be when you? Oh yeah, hold on. Before that, Malamyotismon starts getting more power from their negativity, and then so a lot of these scenes are pretty good. The children raising their Digivices and their Digimon being
Yeah.
like worked in to fight and give energy and like
I
positive
will
reinforcement.
point something out. This
Hmm.
sequence where it's like, yeah, they raise their Digivices, it is like infinitely better when there's like effing like, an insert song under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
dub they
there's
don't have
absolutely
that.
nothing
Yeah.
in the dub, is there?
The dub doesn't have that song, so it just feels kind of slow and awkward.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I mentioned it earlier that there's a lot of good scenes, and then but there's also way too many dumb scenes.
Yeah, like
It's like there's this triumphant moment where they raise their Digivices and everyone's Digimon are coming in, and they're gonna fight Malamyotismon and beat him. But then it cuts to the kids, and the kids are like, "We're not special, boo hoo! You guys are
yeah.
Digimon, we're not chosen." And Malamyotismon starts getting power, and it just undermines the whole scene.
I feel like this is like, like a good approximation of like O2 overall, right? Because it's
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, yours, like, there's some like good scenes here and there, and there's some like really interesting ideas like at play, but like there's also some really terrible effing execution and like a lot of just dumb nonsense that I hate.
yeah. There's kids around the world sending their good energy and positivity to the fight,
Yeah,
but
and
then these like 6 to 9 stupid brats have enough darkness within them to power Malomyotismon past it.
yeah, like if it was just like, oh yeah, like the Digimon like transfer across the world are helping out, that'd be a good finale. That'd be solid. Like that with this, like this brings it down because this is so much worse than that.
Yeah, and so all of a sudden the new kids are like, oh, there's more than 9. There's a whole bunch of kids here, but
Holy
still,
shit.
there's like kids around the world. Um, but yeah, it's like all of a sudden they have to stop and encourage these dumb kids. Uh, I hate these children.
These kids are too like they're not even acting like the Digimon Emperor. And like,
They're just really
yeah,
stupid and negative.
like yeah, that's the thing. Because like the big defying like thing the Darkseid did to Ken and like all the kids is like it gave them an ego. Like
Yeah,
it gave
it's
them like overconfidence. It made them be like, "Oh, I'm perfect." And this is like the opposite of that, but it's like pointed as like a negative.
yeah. There's freaking like an army of Digimon glowing with good energy, and then these dumb kids back in the background are just like, "Oh, we can't win! Oh no!" And it's like, "Shut up! I hate all of you."
It's like, "What? Don't you have any hope?" And they're just like, "No." And Deus is like, "Well, you have to have something you want to do." He's like, "I want like like run a noodle cart business."
Well, it's dumb. It's dumber than that because all of a sudden he's just like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And then the kids start saying what they want to be when they grow up, and Malomyotismon starts to dissolve.
Yeah, like literally, like just word by word, like each thing is like blowing off a by part. They're just like, "Oh, like I want to be a kindergarten teacher," and Kari's like, "Oh yeah, me too." And it's like, "Yeah, I want like I want to make a bakery. I just really like bread." No, our part like blows up like, "I want to become like a manga artist." No, our part like disappears like Kateku's like, "I will be an internet critic who shits on manga." A part reappears on his body.
So the funny thing about the kid who's like, "I want to be a manga artist," he doesn't even say that. He says, "When I told my friends I wanted to be a manga artist, everybody laughed at me." And then part of Malomyotismon's body disappears. And it's like, was that supposed to be positive?
I think it was.
That's like, what?
Laughing at manga artists is a positive trait.
I legit thought that a part of Malomyotismon was going to reappear. I was like, what is happening?
So yeah, like, yeah, Shingon manga is not a thing. Yeah, that's not canon, of course.
Yeah, that didn't happen, of course. So all of their positive energy turns into a big gun.
Big effing crotch gun.
Yeah, it turns into just like a big cannon for Imperial Dramon, and he fires Giga Death and destroys Malomyotismon's soul.
Yeah.
And then Genai shows up and he's like, "Hey, Gabumon, I have your holy ring. I had it the whole time."
Well, I had ours since, like, you know, Ken's, like, ship crashed, apparently, I'd assume.
Yeah, so pretty much the whole time.
It's like, I needed it for, like, you know, fusion.
Yeah, he's like, somehow keeping this away from you allowed your Digimon to fuse.
Couldn't you, like, tell us or so? He's like, nah, I needed to do it like this.
And then you think back to all the times where Gabumon really could have used an ultimate form.
Would that have even, like, allowed her to go ultimate, though?
It's implied that that's the reason she couldn't turn into Angelomon.
Because I thought it was, like, because Kari didn't have the crest. Which is still nonsense, but...
That's whatever. And then that happens. And then Oikawa, they look around and they're like, hey, where's Cody? And Cody's dragging Oikawa's limp body.
Before we get too far, I want to point out, like, not only do the kids, like... First, the kids, like, they completely do destroy Malomyotismon. They destroy all his body parts, and there's just a black essence flowing out that, like, Imperial Dramon destroys.
Yeah.
Second, like, when Imperial Dramon first forms the cannon, it's at, like, such a camera angle that I legit thought that, like, yo, the giant effing, like, gun he had, like, both his hands on, like, the railings of was, like, actually coming out of his crotch. It actually looked like it. I'm like, holy crap, the crotch gun. See, I just want to point that out before we went any further.
Yeah. It looks like he's got a crotch cannon, and then he fires his crotch cannon at Malomyotismon's soul and destroys it.
Yeah. Now, people might be thinking, isn't it ridiculous to assume that Digimon would have a crotch cannon? And you would be right. Except, I am aware of, like, a very specific Super Sentai gif where there is a Megazord that just, like, forms a giant train cannon out of their crotch.
Metal Graumon has nipple lasers.
Yeah, this is true. Sorry, War Graumon.
War Graumon, I forgot what it was called. Yeah, War Graumon has nipple lasers.
So does Frankie, honestly, but Frankie's weird.
Well, that's...
Yeah, nipple lasers are in character for Frankie.
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, Digimon examples of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Heck... Well, no, that's not quite the same. I was gonna say Metal Greymon shoots rockets out of his chest, but he's like part robot, so whatever. Like, nipple lasers is weirder.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I mean, War Graumon's body is also mechanical, but it comes out where his nipples. I'm gonna stop saying nipples.
We really should stop saying nipples. It's getting weird.
So yeah, like I said, everyone's like, "Where's Cody?" And Cody's dragging Oikawa's body towards the digital world.
He's busy dragging the effing nipple up there. I'm sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. I wanted to work it so badly, but there is no way.
There's nothing to tie to.
There's nothing.
But yeah, Oikawa is not looking all gray anymore, implying that like the dark influence is gone. So he's like actually himself now.
So I will ask a very serious question. Does
Okay.
this imply he was actually a weird gray man before and no one really just cared? Like there's a
I
weird gray man just walking around town and people are just like, oh, that's normal.
People probably avoided him. He's really imposing. Like I would have stayed like walking down the street past this guy. I probably would have stepped aside a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
that's true, I
Oikawa
guess.
is a really gigantically tall, imposing figure, and like the pale skin doesn't help.
Yeah, well, it's not pale, it's like effing gray.
Yeah, but I think like it's a cartoon, so like the I don't know if he's supposed to actually have gray skin or if it's just trying to get like to show that like his complexion is like ghastly.
I know.
But it doesn't matter. The point is
Yeah.
like the colors return to his face.
And then he dies.
Yeah, and like so this is tragic. This is really sad,
Yeah,
actually.
this is actually really screwed up when you think about it.
Like Oikawa finally comes back to his senses, but all of the energy that escaped him to reform Malamotismon drained him of his own life essence.
Yeah,
But
so
so now he's in his right mind, and he crawls to the edge of the digital world. He never makes it to the digital world while he's alive, by the
yeah.
way.
If nothing else, I'm glad he doesn't actually get to the digital world. I feel like that would have been too far.
I mean, I don't know. I think it would have been fine because because the person that he is now is the person that was depressed that his friend died, and he
Yeah.
made a stupid decision, but he didn't know it was gonna like fill him with the soul of an evil Digimon.
Yeah. I just feel like it would be like, a bit too far if like he had all this terrible stuff and like ended up like accomplishing his life goal.
Yeah, well, we get like a
Yeah.
bittersweet medium where
Yeah,
he
like
it's really tragic that he finally meets his partner Digimon, and he's like, "Yes, I remember you from like back when we played video games and whatnot."
yeah. Effing
And
Peepimon just appears and there's like, oh hey, I'm your partner.
yeah, and he finally meets him, and it's like it's everything he's ever wanted, but he dies, and his soul like fades into the digital world, and it I think it like dispels the darkness and like balances the world again.
Yeah, and like as he dies, Peepimon's just sitting there, just like, wait, but I just met him. I've been waiting
Yeah,
so long.
yeah, it's mostly sad for his poor Digimon.
Yeah, cause holy crap. Like, I feel, like, more sorry for Peepimon than anything else. Like, he came to exist specifically to meet this man, and then he just dies, and he's like, oh, alright, I guess that's just it for my partner then. I guess I waited all these years for nothing. Like, it's implied
Eh,
it's, like, the same one he played games with, too, so this is, like, what, like, it's even sadder if you think about it.
well, Pipimon's like, "Don't you remember who I am?" And Oikawa is like, "Yes, I do remember," because and like it's a Digimon that appeared in his games or whatever.
So, like, let's break this down for a moment. So, like, he met Peepimon as, like, a kid. This is before, like, Tai was born.
Yeah, probably.
Back then, like, one day in the digital world was, like, effing months. And this Digimon's been waiting for like just years and years. And then like
Well,
Tai beat a Pokemon, set the time straight, and then it waited for like 5 years on top of that.
okay, so the digital world wasn't always in balance with the time or whatever.
Yeah, but I feel like we would probably assume like, there's a pretty like, like
Even
substantial time frame there.
yeah, well, even if we just factor in the time where everything was screwed up and the digital world's time flowed way faster than the real world, Even if we just factor in the time there, yeah, it was a really long time.
Yeah, they waited through the effing Dark Masters and everything just to see this man. And he's just like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so disappointing, and just dies. And they're just like, oh, well, fuck.
Yeah. And then his body turns into, like, digital butterflies, which
Yeah,
is
get it?
appropriate.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's a good song.
It's such a good song.
Butterfly.
So I guess when, like, the lyrics of Butterfly were foreshadowing this, they're literal and nothing else.
Never really read the lyrics, I just listened to the song. But yeah, we cut to all the stupid stuff we were talking about before with all the original kids growing up and getting wildly unfitting jobs and
Yeah.
like
I do
whatever.
want to point out that, like, TK's, like, and all the others are, like, in the effing future. And TK's, like, his kid walks through a door that effing disappears.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it disappears and it reappears behind him. Like, the
Hold on.
door's a hologram or something.
I gotta find it now.
Yeah, like,
that's-
the door disappears, there's like a sound effect, and it reappears behind him. And you see TK's typing on like a hologram screen.
Yeah, what the crap?
Yeah, because it's the future of like 25 years after the 90s.
Yeah, the hologram screen vanishes and everything. Oh my god, I missed that. Okay, to be fair, they've connected with the digital world at this point. It's like the digital world and the real world like coexist. So it's basically like Kari's ideal world.
So like, let's assume this came out like the 2000s or whatever. Like, let's say it came out the year 2000. We're 5 years away from this future.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, because there's a digital world where they could have pulled technology from, it's not too crazy to think that like technological progress would have jumped.
Yeah. Oh, geez, that's actually really interesting that you mention it.
Yeah. Also, would Gabumon need a spacesuit?
Yeah, sure, I'd say so. You know, he eats some poops and stuff. You know, he probably needs air.
I guess in the digital world, yeah, or in the real world. I guess in the real world they would become real.
Yeah.
So.
Like, it's also, you know, it's like the spacesuits aren't just for like air; they're also for like effing like radiation and stuff.
Yeah. Also, the ending thing kind of undersells that Mimi becomes a cook, because it looks like she's on a TV show set.
Yeah, she probably does have her own show.
Yeah, it looks like not only did it just says Mimi became a cook. I think it's actually she like became a famous cook.
Yeah. She like became the new head chef of Microwaving with Mamorin. That reference is gonna go over like everyone's head.
Yeah. Also, I like it's so distracting that TK's kid walks in and he's like a mirror image of young TK.
Yeah, like a lot of the kids are, and it's weird.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't look like his kid. He looks like his clone.
Yeah. I do like the small detail that like Kari gave one of her kids the whistle.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
That makes sense. It seems like all of the parents gave their kids something. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
They gave all of their kids something reminiscent of what they wore.
So while you're like looking at it, does it look like effing Davis and Kari got together? Because I know Davis has a kid, but I don't know who he's with. I couldn't like, you know, tell.
Which one of these dudes is Davis? I can't actually tell.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's Ty.
Okay, yeah.
I think Davis is on the left there. Oh.
Oh right, you've been screen sharing. I should have been like paying attention.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's Davis for sure. Like in the
In the
middle.
in the middle. Oh, okay, I thought
Yeah,
that was.
yeah.
Oh yeah, duh. Because the shot before was Davis, and it was his ramen thing.
Yeah.
Don't think Kari is even in this shot. Let's go back to the.
Yeah, there's
Kari's right
Kari in like a weird Chinese outfit, maybe.
Who's that next to her?
That's Yoli.
Nah, the guy. Is it Izzy?
Yeah. Izzy like cleaned up pretty crazy. And like Cody's just off to the side looking like super generic, which is fitting.
So I guess either we see this as Izzy and Kari got together, or they're just hanging out next to each other.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense if Kari becomes a teacher and then Izzy's all about like knowledge and crap.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Matt's not next to Sora.
Yeah. I don't know. It's because they're pretty far.
Wait,
apart,
no,
actually.
he is actually. That's TK.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is. It is. You're right. Matt's right.
Oh my gosh, they look so exact.
Yeah, too many of the as adults, too many of the kids look way too similar.
Oh my god.
Mimi had the decency to wear her pink cowboy hat, so you know who it is.
Honestly, Mimi's rocking that outfit. Like she's
course.
making it work.
Of course she is. That's Mimi. Joe stands out because Joe looks very particular.
Alright. Just sort of let things play out. Like, I'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, Darius's kid just looks like him.
Yoli's got glasses and a hat.
Jeez. Yeah.
I don't know where they're running. They're just going.
They're just running on. Like, there's running. Yeah, don't worry about it.
There we go. There's a good.
Okay, yeah. Do we see, like, Kari's kid?
Yeah, to the left in the yellow with the whistle.
Oh yeah, that's her. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it could be anyone's actually.
I see a TK. I see a TK clone, like
Oh,
little baby TK.
Yeah, it's literally just TK. Man, like, one of Yoli's kids is like,
Okay, so look at little baby TK, and then look immediately to his left, and look immediately to his left.
Wait, what?
Like going up diagonally. Like it looks like TK in various stages of his life, like lined up. And I don't know.
You mean Lil Izzy?
Huh?
Yeah, you mean baby like Izzy, right?
Oh, is that who that's supposed to be?
Yeah, it's Izzy, and then there's like Matt's kid and then TK.
I don't know. It looks like one kid in various stages of his life, and it just
that is pretty funny though.
Cracked me up when I saw it.
I thought you were looking at this weird kid with pink hair.
Over on the left.
Yeah, next to like Yoli's kid, who's looking like super fine, honestly. Like she looks effing sharp. Holy crap.
She looks normal.
Yeah, she looks like a character design, actually. Most of these kids don't. It's like a weird standout.
They're just clones of their parents.
Oh my gosh.
Who's the girl to the right of Davis? Davis's kid.
Whose is that? Like, who had dark is it like?
I apologize to anybody who doesn't have any. Well, I guess you could screenshot this and like put it up as the image, or like edit it in as the image for.
Yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna raw screenshot it. I'll crop it out. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's just this is nothing if you can't see it.
Like, which of the Digidestined had like black hair? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
None of them. Ken has.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, no, Joe's blue.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody has black hair.
Yeah, for a second I was like, is that wait a minute. Kin?
It might be Ken's kid.
Wait, but maybe. Jeez, they had like a lot. Yeah, like Kin's got like 4 children. Holy crap.
I think there are only 3.
Well, there's 3 and a baby.
Oh god, okay, yeah.
Jeez. Like, Yoli was really into that.
Yoli really liked Ken.
Holy. Like, everyone's just got. Wait, what's this kid off to his side with, like, the effing orange hair?
Where? Oh, on the far
like,
right?
on the far right, yeah.
Mimi? I only say Mimi because there's a Tanamon near him.
Yeah, like, maybe that makes sense.
Because everybody, the kids of the original got the same Digimon as their parents.
Okay, you know what, that actually, like, helps a lot, because, like,
Yeah.
wait a minute! Yeah, the one with the black hair, she has, like, an Upamon next to her, it's Cody's kid!
Yeah, Cody had dark hair. It was brown, but yeah.
Dang it, that's actually kind of cool. Honestly, like, the adventures of, like, lawyer Cody and his daughter. Jeez. Man, Armadillomon's, like, it's such a fun Digimon. It feels like it got so shafted.
Yeah.
And Cainslove did nothing.
Well, he's, there was, sorry, there's a PSP game. It's called, like, Zetai Hero Project. And there's this entire gag where, the main character could equip, like, tank treads to get over spikes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to do it because that's something the Yellow Ranger would do, and that's lame.
That's amazing.
Armadillomon is the Yellow Ranger of the group.
Oh my god, you're right. That's exactly what this is.
It's such a weird reference to pull out, but it's something I think about from time to time. It's like the Lame Ranger has the power that nobody wants.
Oh my gosh. You know what, that's fine, yeah.
Armadillomon and Ankylomon are cool. I like them.
Like, you say it's a reference nobody wants, but last week I was pulling out effing Yui cameo cuts loose. I feel like we are very obscure right now. We've always been so effing obscure on this podcast. Okay. Is there anything else we want to, like, talk about the finale itself?
I don't really have anything else to say about it. It could have been really good. The ending could have been really good. There were too many moments of, like, dumb back and forths.
Like, if they focused on any, like, 1 or 2 of these ideas, it could have worked out so much better. But they, like, did all of them, and some of them were just way too stupid. Like, just cut, like, the children thing, or, like, really, like, any of these. And, like, it'd be a stronger finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think back to the original, it's like, alright, a Pokemon, like, showing up is really dumb, and the kids being, like, effing, like, de-atomized is also really dumb. But at least they, like, stuck to a single thing, and, like, they, like, focused on it, right?
Well, it wasn't even that crazy, because they turned into data.
Yeah. Well, he was, like, disposing of the data in, like, the trash bin. So it's like, okay, like, Apocalypse shows up, like, he's too strong, we have a big thing where it's like, oh, Apocalypse going to win. And we have, like, oh, the kids are, like, de-atomized, they have their own lowest moment, and they're just stuck in their cycle bin for a bit. And they bullcrap their way out, and then they go on to the Indian. There's no second darkest moment or something. Like, it's so much more straightforward.
It doesn't just keep going back and forth. It's they have their low moment, and then they have their high moment, and they win.
Yeah. And, like, I like going back and forth, you know, in, like, normal fights, but, you know, for something like this, where you just have, like, 2 episodes to work with, like, yeah, you really need to just stick with a thing. Like, especially when you're, like, hinging, like, character development and stuff on this, right?
I would argue that the last the finale would be the last 3 episodes. It's just how we watched them. It didn't line up like that because the first episode is them getting to
Yeah.
Velma on. The second episode is them fighting it, and the third episode is them winning.
Yeah. Honestly, that's kind of true. But, like, it steals, like, yeah. It feels so cluttered.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like that's sort of like the series overall is just, you know, like, a lot of it just feels like, you know, oh, there's good ideas here, there's, like, good scenes, but you're not expanding on them, right, you know? You're, like, not handling this stuff like you're supposed to, you know?
Pick a theme and stick with it.
Yeah, like, effing, you know, the whole, like, oh, we can't kill a Digimon thing should have been, like, done by the Dark Towers, and then, you know, they just kept bringing it back, and it didn't work. There's, like, effing, like, okay, we are a big twist villain with Kin, and it's, like, you know, where it's, like, oh, the villain who gets redeemed, and it's, like, okay, done. We've, like, blown our load on that plot. You can't really do it again in the same series after that point.
No, let's redeem another villain.
Just redeem everyone. Screw it. Like, like, the only one who doesn't change is Malomyotismon. And I'm willing to bet, like, if he was really sad about it, they'd try to change him too.
Okay, so real quick, is this the thing we're doing next? Revenge of Diaboromon?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so I was kind of worrying we might not get off content out of this because it's just like 2 episodes, but nah, this is like a solid stream, honestly.
Yeah, I have plenty to talk about.
I think Gabumon Space Adventure.
It's really dumb.
Oh man. Just like AR thoughts on like the series overall.
Better than I remembered, thanks to the sub. Still not as good as Adventure 1 or Tamers.
Yeah, like, I feel like at the end of it, I'd say it's like, the sub is like, I'd say the sub overall is, you know, like, sub series is bad, dub series is worse. But at least, you know, there are good elements here. You know, it's not a complete watch, there are good arcs. Well, a good arc at least. Well, most of a good arc. A mostly good arc.
Yeah, it could have been better.
Could have been so much better. And now we'll never have Armored Digivolutions ever again. Until Try, maybe.
Because the episode before the last is called The Last Armored Evolution or whatever.
So I want to point out something that's like, I don't normally notice this, but I noticed that it's like the dub title of that episode was The Last Temptation of the Digidestined.
What?
Because it's like the illusion world.
I guess. It's a dumb title.
It's so... Like, the subtitles have been way better, which is why I haven't been mentioning them. Because of course they are. Like, we established that so early on. That was like episode like 1 or 2 of the Anispective cast or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Back when we still had notes and like planning and were like actually like...
Oh, did you stop taking notes?
Yeah. Because I was just like, whatever, I don't have time for this, who cares?
Screw it.
Yeah, I feel like it's worked out well enough. We're rambly enough for this nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh man. That does mean that there are just like 1.5 like text documents just on my computer now with unfinished Digimon notes. Man. So yeah, like, I guess that'll be it then.
That's it.
Alright, so see you next time for the final O2 movie where we made Digiarmor energize again.
Revenge of Diaboromon.
I remember it being okay, but maybe the sub is way better. Like, shall you and watch the dub?
I might watch the dub just because. Like, I might watch it, like...
Yeah.
Maybe I might watch it right now and then watch the sub, like, the day before
Yeah.
we do.
Honestly, yeah, that'd probably be fair. Because, like, this is a weird case where I feel like, you know, most people haven't really seen this movie. Because, like, it didn't really get a big release like, you know, the others did, right? Because, like, Hurricane Touchdown stuff was, like, all repackaged into one dub movie. And they just didn't do that for this one. So it was just sort of, like, there.
It's 30 minutes. Do you want to... After we finish, you just want to watch it?
You know what? Screw it. Let's just do it.
Okay. I'm going to go to the dub then.
Alright, I guess I'll see you guys around. Later.
Later.
答えを探してたよ僕らは正しいのだろうかってね勝ち残ることしかたどり着く